Have you seen the term project objectives and are wondering what they are? Well, you've come to the right place, because by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly what project objectives are, the benefits of having them and working with them, some examples and what they look like, how you can write them if you're a project manager, and lastly, we're going to be looking at how you can document them. And if you stay to the end of the video, I will introduce you to a fantastic resource where you can download a template to write your project objectives and ensure that you have them in place before the project begins and to ensure its ultimate success. So first and foremost, what are project objectives? Well, project objectives are what you aim to achieve by the end of a project. It's as simple as that. Now, they can be deliverables or intangible things, such as increased productivity or even motivation. Now, you will often see when researching around project objectives an acronym that is used time and time again, and that is SMART. And SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, or sometimes you'll see it as achievable, realistic and time-bound. And these are the various elements of how a project objective should be set up. All in all, project objectives define what a project manager and the project team have to deliver. Now, why work with project objectives and why spend the time documenting them? Well, they are in many ways essential in project management, and I've got in front of us here several different reasons why that is. And in a nutshell, they give a project its purpose and justification. They enable the communication of the goals a project aims to achieve. They can be used as a benchmark to measure the success of a project. They provide direction. They can help improve other projects that are going on at the same time, or even future projects that are due to commence in the future. They can keep the project team engaged and motivated so they know what they're working towards. They enable consistent review of work and readjustments along the way to ensure that the project is going to schedule and to plan. And they provide the clarity, they set expectations, and they give guidance to not just the project team, but to wider stakeholders as well, and they can help prevent scope creep. Now, I've got 3 different project objective examples here, and they all are using the SMART acronym and means of setting the objective. So the first one we have is a project to integrate a new project management system by the end of Q3. The second one would be a project to build a new mobile app on the Play Store by 2023. And the third one is to improve customer retention by 10% by the end of the year. So as you can see here, these different examples, you've got 2 examples of an actual deliverable, and the other one is intangible. The third one there is the intangible one. Now, as you can see, there's a specific time that they need to be delivered by. They're quite detailed, but at the same time, they are not too comprehensive. And that's because when it comes to writing a project objective, they should only be 1 to 2 sentences in length. They need to be quite brief, succinct, specific and clear. They should also be written at the start of a project and set out early on so that the project follows the right direction, and the project team should be involved in that process as well. Now, progress towards the project objective can usually be tracked with a project dashboard, as objectives are often linked with metrics. So that could be pie charts, bar charts, that kind of thing. Any KPIs that are used to measure the success of a project should be kind of displayed on a dashboard, and then you can look at the project objective and see where you are from that across the course of the project. And lastly, I've got here, project objectives should be documented. So they should be written down, they should be stored, they should be accessible to the various stakeholders, and that way there's full transparency and everyone knows what the objectives are. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm going to drop a link down below to a website. It's over at Smartsheet, which is a project management tool, but they have a range of different resources that you can download for free and use. This is just one example. And here is as an example of what the project objective documentation should look like. So this is something that a project manager can create at the start of a project. And here you can see we've got some simple information at the top, so you can define the project name and who created the document. And then, as you'll see, here is a key way to write your objective. So you can write exactly what you want to achieve. And you'll see here in the bottom box, objective 1, that is where you would write your full objective if you was to use this document. One thing to note here is you've got goal there. So one thing I would say is goals are different to objectives. Goals are very kind of broad, they're not very specific, whereas objectives are very detailed and measurable. So that's the kind of key difference there. So just bear that in mind. So the goal could be rollout of project management software, whereas the objective could be 50% of project managers using project management software by the end of Q2. That's just one example. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do hit the like button. That tells me you enjoyed it and I should continue creating videos like this. And if you do hit the subscribe button and the little bell as well, then that will keep you alerted to when I release new videos just like this, and you can learn a lot more if you're getting into project management or you just want to improve your knowledge of the various different project management methodologies, aspects, processes, etc. So with that, have an excellent day.